ADHD parents, stop treating your kids like crap because you haven't taken care of business. I'm Coach Bruce, and I'm a life coach for ADHD parents. I'm here to tell you today that you have to take care of business because your kids are suffering. That's the end of it, period. You've got to take care of business. You have to stop making excuses for why ADHD people cannot be responsible for their actions because it's not true. It is harder for us to accomplish certain things, but it's not impossible. Our kids did not get to choose who their parents are, but we often choose to not take care of our baggage, and that's not fair to them. So, this used to be me. I was 100% that parent who would let their symptoms build up, and it would end up with me yelling at my kids or getting chastising my kids for acting like kids because it was too overwhelming for me. There's no way in which that's fair. As a parent who brought kids into this world, it is my responsibility to create a situation for them to thrive, not the other way around. They are not responsible for my emotional well being. They are not responsible for the world being too much for me. It's my job to create a situation, a scenario, of whatever, like all the things that need to be for them to be able to thrive and grow without me being an encumbrance upon them, and hopefully being able to take the lead on that and help them grow in a way that shows them what it's like to take control of your life and make the decisions necessary to become better. So, even up to a few years ago, I would be the first one to let to see my kids doing things that were good for them. Playing in the mud, for example. Playing in the mud makes my skin crawl because it is a sensory overload. It used to drive me crazy. I used to tell them they can't play in the mud. They need to not do that and to come up with all the reasons that my mom told me because she was also very ADHD, a little OCD, and so I was built into me that mud is bad. When scientifically, playing in the mud is actually one of the best things for children's brains. I had to come to terms with the fact that this activity that grossed me out, made my skin crawl, was the best thing for my children, and I needed to be the one to make the situation accommodatable for me. I had to figure out how to engage in this thing and allow them to do it because it was what was best for them, not about what was best for me. And that took time. It took initially just being able to walk away from the situation and not chastise them for engaging in something that was good for them. That was the first step for me. Now it's to a level where I encourage them to have play that helps them develop their brain, and I see the bigger picture. It didn't just happen. It wasn't because I just one day woke up and decided I'm going to let them do what was best for them and I'm not going to let it get to me. No, it was practice. You have to train yourself through consistency and showing up to be more than you've been. It starts with small steps. It doesn't need to be a big, massive, sweeping change every time. Sometimes it needs to be one step at a time. But every step you make in the right direction is going to help your kids grow in a way that is healthy, safe, and you will see your children blossom under that type of care. But if you continue to hide from the problem and pretend like that's not me, I'm not the person who can make that change, or I'm not the person who needs to make that change, you are going to continue to see your children not be the version of themselves that they deserve to be, that you need to give them. It is on you to give your children the opportunity to grow into the best version of themselves. And if you are constantly pushing your irritations, your oversensitivities, your overwhelm on them, they never had a chance. It's time to stop. It's time to take control and take responsibility for these actions and make a change. Follow me if you want more advice on how. Have a great night. I'm going to go watch Super Bowl.